If you've struggled with stress, balance, or burnout, and simply feel discouraged or even defeated, and if you're ready to move from force to flow and enjoy ultimate Zen success in your career, health, or relationships, then the Zen Success Show is for you. Your host, Carissa Sims, is an entrepreneur, corporate consultant, best-selling author, meditation teacher, and healer who has found her own Zen success. Here's your host, Carissa Sims. Welcome to this week's episode of Zen Success. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Norbert Heuser, or is it Heuser?
Heuser.
Heuser. Okay.
But it doesn't matter. It's me, no matter what you say.
Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Norbert Heuser. Born and raised in Germany, Norbert spent most of his professional life between his residence in Germany and Asia. Norbert had his own companies in Taiwan, China, Hong Kong, Germany, and the USA. That's impressive. Working with and among the Chinese for the past 35 years, he had a deeper look into the culture and lifestyle than a regular Western person could possibly have. It is there he was introduced to Chinese medicine. Nowadays, Norbert's headquarters is in Germany and his co-office in the USA. Where's your office in the US?
In Clearwater Beach, Tampa Bay, Florida.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Over his lifetime, Norbert met or came across many inspiring people who were willing to share their knowledge with him. For him to keep being interested and to keep asking the right questions means to keep learning. At the age of 30, because of an intense and critical health situation for himself, Norbert got in deep touch with alternative medicine, which thereafter became his biggest passion throughout his life, apart from the arts in general and music. His book, Coffee, Addiction and Caffeinism, is available now. Welcome, Norbert.
Thank you for having me. Very pleased. I'm very honored.
Yes, I'm really curious about your businesses. Tell me a little bit about your businesses in Taiwan and China.
At the age of 23, I was the youngest German management consultant there was. And I worked as a management consultant for many years till you mentioned at the age of 30, I became all of a sudden very sick, never been to hospital before. And I know something was very wrong. And I
Mm.
went through I had no doctor, so I went through the yellow pages and accidentally found this gentleman who 45 years ago was specialized in food addiction and food allergies, which was at this time pretty much unknown. So 50% of my problems at this time were food allergies and food addictions. I learned very fast, and he made a turnaround in my life in a few weeks. And I decided to change my life. So I became an intern with him. I did an internship for 1 year. I went every day to his practice. We worked every day except Sunday and Christmas, every day, Monday through Saturday. So I learned so much, and it opened my mind and my eyes for alternative medicine because what he practiced was not honored by health insurances. All his clients had to pay out of pocket
Mm.
because he couldn't charge the health insurance. They would not follow this at this time, right? Today, I don't know. So
Probably the same, I'm sure.
yeah. So and then I decided as a management consultant to incorporate a second section, health and life coach, because I understood that many problems I had with clients to try to help them was based on the fact that they were more or less addicted. I found that a lot of my clients, especially in higher management, had serious alcohol or drug problems, which they tried to hide.
Hmm.
And them were some under so much pressure that they thought that this is the way out, right? To jazz them up to work more hours, to work more intensively. So, and then I found that if I help them to first get out of their way any kind of food addiction or food intolerances, that I would stabilize their physical and mental condition. So it was for me a part of program to try to help them not only in business sense, but as a person first. The
Ah,
more stable the person is, the more better you can, more industrious you are to produce, to work.
mm,
Okay.
beautiful. Did you
So
feel like you had your own addictions prior to getting diagnosed?
I didn't know about it. No, I
Oh,
didn't feel about it. You see, the point is and then I developed different theses, which became the bottom line of my work and the most basic of my work. One of these theses was that I developed my theory, which is practical, not only theory, that I developed the three P's, like the letter P. You can be addicted to a product, product,
mhm.
which we usually think about. We think about, drugs and alcohol, and cigarette smoking is an addiction, right? So you
Mhm.
can be addicted to a product, but you can be addicted as well to a person, which
Mhm.
is very strange for a lot of people. How can you be addicted to a
That's
person?
that's
Yes,
like a codependent relationship.
yes, yes. And the third, you can be addicted to a P called, I named it process or procedure.
Mm.
Now, that is a hard one for many people to understand, but it's very easy if I give you a few examples. Nowadays, you have a strong addiction to a process called cell phone or internet or social media, where the addiction is so strong that you have to have it. You spend time with it endlessly. Now, what does addiction mean? My definition of the addiction is that there's something, one of the three P's, stronger than your free will to say no. If
Mhm.
this thing is stronger than your free will to say no, you are addicted. And I found, of course, you can be addicted to many things. And when you look nowadays at the advertising, commercials, everything which is advertised, which goes through your mouth, is basically always addiction. There is alcohol, cigarettes, sweets, energy drinks, fast food, certain medication, pharmaceutical products. Everything which goes through your mouth is basically addictive. And these people know why they advertise so heavily, because they know once you started with, let's say, a soda pop, right? You become very soon addicted and you are a customer for life.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Interesting. So when you were 30 years old with this intense and critical health situation, were you drinking coffee and tea at the time?
Only tea. In all my life, I never drank any coffee.
Oh, okay.
I always loved the smell of fresh grinded coffee. I love the smell.
That's like me too. I love the smell.
I
Yeah.
love the smell. I go for it, right? But I
Yeah.
never drank coffee, only teas. And in
But
this
like
life,
black tea, right? Instead of herbal.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
black tea.
Yes.
Hmm.
In this lifetime, I never drank any alcohol. I never smoked any cigarettes. I never took any drugs. I never drank coffee in this lifetime. In another lifetime, that's a different story. Okay. All
You
right.
can't be responsible for other previous past lives. That's good.
No, no, I am responsible. It was my previous life, but in
But
one of the
not now.
not
You're
now.
not responsible for history.
Life goes on, even if you
Yes.
want it or if you can remember it. So this lifetime I lived very clean, but I'm not a nerd. I don't consider myself a nerd or a saint. I had
Yeah.
my
You're
my
not perfect. Yeah, I know what you mean.
my fun, and I did my things and I did things wrong. But all these things you're typically addicted to, I never had. This made me
Hmm.
very sensitive on the subject.
Yes. Yes. But with black tea, that has caffeine. So do you feel like that also contributed to this critical health situation?
Well, I can tell you, no matter how strange it sounds to you, this doctor, in the first 5 minutes, with the standard questions, which I took over then later in life as a consultant, And with a few standard questions, he found out in 2 minutes what I was addicted to. And I was addicted to black tea with cream. That was my
Yeah.
addiction. Black tea with cream and bananas and Greek yogurt.
Oh, but like a lot of people would think that's healthy, and black tea with cream and sugar is like very popular in England and in Europe, don't you think?
Yes, up in my case, no sugar.
Oh,
I
no
was away
sugar,
from
right?
sugar this time already. I learned my lesson about sugar before, but I had the addiction of these three products.
Yeah,
Okay, and I had to get off them. And
yeah.
when
Bananas was it for me, so that's interesting that you had that too.
well, the thing is, what I learned, you can be addicted to anything.
Yeah.
Okay, like when I worked with him in the praxis for 1 year, we had one patient. He was addicted to milk,
Mm-hmm.
and the doctor warned him several times, you have to stop, you have to reduce it and first and you have to stop it. Otherwise you will die. And believe it or not, 3, 4 months later, he died. And it was obvious he was addicted to milk. If you're addicted again,
That's
you're
crazy. He really
yeah,
died of like too much milk?
yeah. Do you know that you can die when you drink too much water?
Well, yeah, what is that called?
I don't know
Hyper,
what
yeah, okay.
it's called,
You don't know
but
what it's called, but yeah, you can drink too much water. I have heard that. Yes.
yes. So what the first thing I would like to bring across to your audience is you can be addicted to anything. And we'll tell in a minute, we talk about how you find out, okay? You can be
Okay.
addicted to anything, and which I explain in the book. The book is not only about coffee. The book is not only about caffeine. The book is about for you to understand, are you an addict? In
Mm.
what field? How can you find out? Now, what I did, which may surprise you, but that's the way I am, in the COVID time when I can normally I travel the world and I give seminars, weekend seminars, right? And in the COVID time with the lockdown, I wasn't able to do that. So I did more webinars and then I had plenty of time. And I said, look, I always warn people from the pulpit, don't drink coffee, stay away from caffeine, right? But I never drank it. So in this time, I said, look, I got to make a self-test. And I turned myself into a coffee addict.
Oh, so because you wanted to have empathy for others?
Not empathy. For me, the primary reason was to understand and get the confirmation. I'm warning people because everything I basically teach
Uh,
on stage, right? I
uh-huh.
talk about. I have a personal
Mm,
experience with a person next to me. So I'm not talking from the ivory tower, right? I mean, I
mm.
don't need to take heroin to understand you shouldn't do that, right? So with the coffee thing was okay. No, I wanted to find out for myself, is it addictive or not? I wanted to prove to myself, is it addictive or not? So I decided to drink every day 1 cup on the way
Okay.
to my office, made a stop, swing in, get the coffee, went to the office. And I made a decision, I'll drink it for 30 days. And
Oh,
after 30 days, I stop.
that's pretty significant coming from someone who never had coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I tell you, the first days were horrible. I describe in the book, I had acidic stomach and pain. But what you do for science, you suffer. You gotta.
You're your own experiment.
So now, when I worked with alcoholics, an alcoholic work is I describe again in the book. All this what I'm talking about now, more intense. An alcoholic drinks today because the weather is poor. It's raining cats and dogs, and he has a justification to say, such a shitty weather. I gotta drink something, to make my life more enjoyable, right? And the next day, the sun is shining. He would say, or she would say, well, today is such a brilliant weather. We got to celebrate and have a
Have a
glass.
drink.
Yeah,
Well, people do that with coffee though too, and sugar.
with everything.
Well, yeah, it's like, celebrate or like I'm down, I need some ice cream.
Yeah, it's justification. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Tell me about your coffee. Tell me, I mean, the
yeah.
outcome of your 30-day experiment.
So I learned this about an addicted person, right? With my clients. So after 30 days, I was supposed to stop. The third,
Oops, you're frozen. Can you hear me?
I pulled up at my gas station.
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you froze, so you'll have to start from uh at the end of the 30 days. Start with that statement. Okay?
Okay. So at the end of the 30 days comes the 31st day, and I find myself pulling into this drive-in again, getting my coffee. And I said to myself, well, come on, look, one day doesn't matter, does it? Come on, don't be so stiff. Don't be so German, you know.
My
So,
dad went to school in Germany, so I've been there.
the 31st day I pulled in and I drank my coffee. And the next day, the 32nd day, and I knew intellectually, look, you're supposed to stop, right? That was the agreement with yourself, right? I said, I don't understand. Why didn't I say 60 days? I could have said 60 days, you know. So
You found yourself addicted.
yes. So I said to myself, I looked in the mirror and said, come on, you are addicted. You cannot let go. And you only drank 1 cup a day for 30 days, not like the typical coffee drinker, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups a day for 20.
Right.
So it took me about 2 months to get off.
Now, what do you mean by 2 months to get off? Did you wean yourself? Like, what was your process in weaning off this addiction?
Okay. An addiction brings along that okay, another theory I developed is if you have a craving, it's always the craving for the wrong. Whenever you have a craving, you are addicted.
Mm,
You have a craving in the morning for a salad before you go to work, right? You have a craving for coffee, a cigarette, an orange juice, whatever, but not for a salad. Craving is a proof that you are addicted.
okay. Even if it's healthy, like if you have a craving for a salad or an
Well,
orange.
there is no craving for salad.
Have that?
There is no a craving.
It's not a craving. It's just me wanting to give myself good food.
That's completely fine. There's nothing
Oh,
wrong.
okay.
But you see, you don't have an addiction. If you don't have it today or tomorrow for 2 days, you don't go nuts, right?
Well, that's right. That's right.
But an addiction, and here's the point. And when I tell people, you want to find out you're addicted, when you read the book, follow the book. You just find out to yourself. You don't need to tell me or somebody else. Just find out for yourself. Say today, I stopped drinking today caffeine. Now remember, caffeine is in black tea, green tea, white tea. Caffeine is in most soda pops and in all energy drinks and a lot of other products. There is caffeine, right?
Mhm.
And
I even found out there was this caffeine in these energy bars, Cliff bars, that I used to give my kids and still give it to them sometimes. But I thought that was crazy. Yeah, they put an extra energy boost.
yes. And unfortunately, I don't have it in front of me. My wife bought yesterday something for our grandkids, and it looks beautiful. It's like full of fruits outside and blah blah blah
Yeah,
blah blah.
looks so healthy.
You pour this one in a glass of water and you drink it. It gives you more energy and so on. And I said, okay, if it gives you more energy, there must be something in it. So I turned around the label, and it has per serving 70 grams of milligrams of caffeine, which is about the average of an average coffee,
Oh
right?
my God.
And you think you do something well for your children. So what it is now, back again to the point,
Yes.
when you have a craving, it's the craving for the wrong. Now, I recommend people find out yourself whether you are addicted or not. All you do is you say today, and you do it for yourself, not for me, somebody else. I stopped today to drink anything with caffeine. And
Uh-huh.
98% of the people I talked to admitted they couldn't survive 2, 3 days.
Oh.
Forget
So
about a week.
if you can survive 2 or 3 days, then you're not addicted.
Then you are addicted.
You are, if you can survive, I'm saying.
If you can survive, well, the time is a bit individual, okay?
Okay.
But
Okay.
the typical basic reaction is that in with 2, 3 days, if not even one day, you start to experience withdrawal symptoms.
Withdrawal. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can survive 2, 3 days, that's a remarkable. But a week, most people cannot do. I would say 95%, 98% cannot survive a week. Who
Oh,
will
okay.
drink this stuff? Okay.
Yeah. So I'll tell you my own, because when I heard your presentation at the National Publicity Summit, I believe it was the next day, I decided to stop drinking caffeine. And I actually feel better. I mean, I didn't I didn't go through withdrawal, so maybe I wasn't addicted, or maybe I had more caffeine some days, less caffeine others. I like green tea a lot. But I sometimes would drink coffee, but I would not drink coffee every day. And I do find that I am sensitive to caffeine. I get like a little jittery and hyperactive, and then I crash. And then
Yes.
I crash at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's typical.
That's
So
typical. Yeah.
we cannot say that all people are alike. We're not all alike. Okay. However,
Definitely. I just wanted to explain my experience, and I haven't had caffeine since, and I feel fine. I'm doing herbal tea now.
remarkable. Congratulations.
Hmm.
Remarkable.
Yeah.
Uh, I must say, I write my material in German. I'm German. My German is much more perfect than my English. So
Hmm.
when I then translated the book into, released it in Germany first. When I translated it into English, I had an English lecturer. She corrected my English version. And when she read the book, she decided to stop to drink coffee, right?
Okay.
And she was able for 14 days. And then she said to me, I had to go back. Sorry, I couldn't keep it up. The
It's
addiction was
pretty good though.
as
14 days, right?
yeah, as you explained it, right? So, right. So keep in mind, addiction means stronger than your free will.
Hmm.
Addiction means a craving for something. A craving is always something bad. It's an addiction.
Mm.
Now, when you find out, when you read my book and you read my stories, and there's a lot of medical information which we can kind of blend into, um, what happens to your body with caffeine is terrible. It's completely terrible.
But
Okay.
but aren't there some I thought there are some health benefits to not necessarily caffeine, but to coffee and green tea.
Well, of course, green tea, CGCC is called,
Hmm.
has an advantage. Yes, it is, but you pay a price with this advantage.
I see.
I,
I
I
see.
give an example. In heroin is vitamin C, right? Does that make heroin healthy?
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Okay,
So the
so
health benefits, everyone's touting the health benefits, but no one is focusing on the negative, the caffeine influences. So yes, let's bring that up. Go ahead.
let's bring the bottom line.
Yeah.
It's huge business.
Yeah. And
Right.
huge is an understatement of the millennial.
Okay, coffee and caffeine is a huge business.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you expect? Those people who run those business let you spoil their business? I even noticed on some quite popular known podcast shows and radio shows, these people promote their own coffee.
Yeah, they make their own coffee. Yeah, like
Okay?
Dave Ramsey has like Danger coffee, but I don't even want to try it because of the name, Danger.
Well, there are other stations. I don't want to crucify them.
Well, yeah, of
I
course.
basically reached out to them. I said, "Can I send you my book?" But they didn't answer so far because I want them to be aware of it. Are
Yeah.
you aware that you, in my definition, harm people by making money of a product which harms the people? And read
Mm,
the book, and then you understand it. So, I mean, how would you think about a talk show host who is promoting crack?
Hmm.
The problem is caffeine and coffee are socially accepted. As I say in the title of my book, um, caffeine and sugar are the widest, most consumed drugs in the world. Sugar
Yeah.
and
I mean, is pretty socially acceptable too, but you're right. Coffee and sugar are more socially acceptable than alcohol. You're right.
and caffeine. Don't forget caffeine,
And
okay?
caffeine in general because of tea. That's right.
Well, no, no, because of the soft drinks, soda
Oh,
pops, and
soft
energy.
drinks. That's true. Right.
If you drink five Bull, whatever it's called, this stuff
Red
there,
Bull. Yeah.
Red Bull on a party, nobody gives you a face. If you drink five beer or five whiskey, people may look at you, right?
Hmm.
So soda pops, energy drinks are socially fully accepted. Okay. It doesn't mean that they're healthy, but they're socially accepted.
Yeah.
And big money makers, and they're big advertised. And now when I see talk show hosts, popular talk show hosts, I don't give their names now here, very popular, they promote coffee all the time and they make money with this coffee. They're promoting
Hmm.
it as their own coffee brand, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's all BS for me. But this is the point. The point is, some people ask me, are you on a crusade against the coffee industry? No, no, no. I'm not on a crusade against anybody. I'm just on my way to put truth out in the world. I have, for example, a topic I teach about water, that we all drink basically unhealthy water. I have a topic that everybody who has a tattoo gets harmed by the tattoo and has a bigger chance of cancer. The
I
same with,
believe that with tattoos. I have heard that it can
yeah.
get ingested into your system.
And I have a show only talking about tattoos and telling people why, what happens, or with
Hmm.
piercings. Or I have a
Hmm.
show about the 19 reasons for bad sleep. So I have a lot of topics which I want to bring near to the people, my findings and research over 40 years, and then people listen to it and then make a decision. Does it make
Yeah.
sense what the guy says, or is it nonsense, right?
Right. It's just to have this awareness.
Yeah.
And so do you feel, so let's go back to the detrimental effects of caffeine. And I also wanted to ask you on top of that, if somebody has caffeine with sugar, is that even more detrimental? So I just was curious about that.
Of course, if you take arsenic and on top of that glyphosate in your food or uh, these pesticides,
Yeah.
the more
Glyphosate.
the more poisons you take into your body, the more it's harmful.
So do you consider caffeine a poison?
It's yes,
It's a
absolutely.
poison. Okay. So what are the detrimental effects of this?
Well, in my book, there is even a page about where caffeine is on the level of psychoactive drugs.
Okay.
Okay. Did you ever receive my book?
Mm-mm.
I don't have your address on. Okay.
Okay, so I'll send you my address.
Okay. So the psychoactive drug, there's a listing, a chart, and caffeine is above LSD and below alcohol on this chart. Okay. Now, but here give you some medical facts. A study in Switzerland, and these everything is in my book. I'm not making this up. I'm quoting people. I have sources. You can read those sources in my book, and from my book, find the sources, the links.
Yeah.
In
You're probably
Switzerland,
the only person that I've talked to ever that is coming out with this type of information. You know that though, right?
yeah. Well, I have these modern Q links there with your cell phone where you
Uh-huh.
read the
Yeah,
link.
QR link. Yeah. Hmm.
Boom, and you have it, right? So a study in Switzerland among young people, they found after 10 days of consuming coffee that their gray brain matter was reduced. A study
10
in
days.
10 days. In Australia, they made a test. The Southern University of Australia made a test with 17,000 people. Imagine that number.
That's a pretty big study.
A big study, 17,000 people, and they proved that coffee consumption reduced their gray brain matter, and increased the likelihood of Parkinson.
Parkinson's?
Sure,
Really? Oh
sure.
my gosh. What
For me,
about the research that supports sports performance, an increase in performance?
well, okay, let me get to this in a point.
Okay, you get to that next.
Okay, so that study is there, right? It increases the chance of Parkinson. Now, for me personally, that's my personal opinion. I'm not a doctor. I cannot give medical advice. After 40 years of research and studying and talking and watching, for me, Parkinson, um, cancer, dementia, they're all not illnesses, but we are poisoned. They're,
Oh, from toxicity in our
yes,
body.
yes, we are
Interesting.
we are poisoned. We're not sick, we are poisoned.
Mm,
And nowadays you have microplastics in the air, in the water, um, in the food, in the soil,
hmm.
our body, in our brain, microplastics. What does that do? What
You're frozen.
have a consequence that comes in medical field, symptoms, these are symptoms, but the symptoms are
You're frozen again.
we are poisoned.
Mm.
Am I back?
Well, your face.
Damn.
Oh, there you are. Now you're back. Okay. Um,
So we are poisoned. We are not sick.
mhm.
We are poisoned. That's my personal opinion. The same token, I'm working one of my major fields I work with is electromagnetic radiation, cell phones, Wi-Fi, right?
Okay.
Every third person at the moment is dying of cancer. Every third person. The number's getting worse. For me, the number one reason the mom
Frozen again.
of cancer is electron.
Okay, there you are. You're back again. The number one reason for cancer, you say that statement again.
For me, that's my personal opinion. The number one reason for cancer is electromagnetic radiation, Wi-Fi, and cell phones, which I have,
Interesting.
which I have seen and proven. And I have a seminar especially about cell phones and about Wi-Fi. And I developed technology. I invented products to compensate these problems. Okay.
Oh, wonderful. So you have that on your website?
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
My website, by the way, is Improve Your Life with Norbert,
Hmm.
or simpler, improveyourlife.us.
Oh,
Improve
okay.
Your US. And you see plenty
You're frozen again.
interviews, talk shows, webinars. I got to
Hmm.
change this here.
Okay. You are back. You are
Let
back.
me change something here.
Okay.
I never had that before. I never had that before.
Okay.
I must apologize, but I never had that before.
That's
If I
fine.
show.
I
Okay,
sometimes
I'm back
ignite
now.
issues. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
So,
So I told you,
I wanted to ask about this toxic connection that you made. So, how do you recommend detoxifying? Do you have solutions on your website, or you have recommendations?
well, toxic every time you do something which is right for your body, you automatically detox.
Interesting.
When I
Like,
left
you mean
China,
exercise, breathe, eat the right foods?
everything you do right for your body, let's look at the basics. I left China when I left China for good, and I said never back again. It took me 2 years to detox.
Wow.
Yeah,
Detox from what?
from the filth and the plastic, the
Oh, like the air quality and everything,
water, everything. Um,
food.
China is a disaster, right? Is a complete disaster.
I don't know.
My former wife is Chinese. I spent parts of my life in Asia. So when I said goodbye to China for various reasons, never again, it took me 2 years to detox. Okay. And I don't appreciate those information and those packs. Here is a product, detox in 7 days, right? For me, this
That's
is
not long enough, right? You need longer.
it's total crap. If we are all toxic. We are all toxic.
I'm sure.
We accumulate. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but you got to detox on a slow, low level as you brush your teeth twice a day or so. You got to detox every day your body because you accumulate every day new crap in your body. It's a
Yes.
process. It's not like I detoxed 3 years ago, so I'm clean now. Nonsense. You detox today and it again. Okay.
Hmm.
So detox must be a permanent procedure. Uh,
Oh, interesting.
well, in this world, we are full surrounded by crap. What a thing,
So comforting. Yes.
and even what we call a biofood or organic food, uh, it's much better than the other food, but that's not a guarantee that the food is free of toxins.
That's
Uh,
true. Because
uh,
I learned that even organic food can have some level of pesticides. It's not
well,
free.
you can have up to 30% non-organic food, inorganic food, and still call it organic.
Oh boy. Isn't that fun? Okay.
So detoxification is a permanent process. Now we are permanently
Yeah.
of Wi-Fi and cell phones for 7, right? And this harms our body, which I prove in other shows, and I have created products to stop that with a technology based on quantum physics. All my technology I'm doing, all my products, all my procedures are based on quantum physics, because only on quantum physics you can change that.
Mm.
But back again to the coffee, I think, if you agree. So I told you about now sports. You mentioned sports, right?
Oh yeah, because I studied
You know
sports
that,
science in college and I remember reading these studies about
okay.
performance and caffeine. Yeah.
Yeah. Do
Hmm.
you know that the Olympic Committee had for 20 years caffeine on their doping list?
No, I didn't know that. So they didn't
Nobody knows
allow
that.
it. But then now they allow it probably.
So after 20 years, on a Monday morning, I think the committee woke up and they said to each other, "Hey, listen, I think it's not a doping product anymore, right?" And I believe that's my personal opinion. On the Sunday evening, they had a meeting with the manufacturer of energy drinks, and the manufacturer says, "Hey guys, you got to take it.
Ah, okay,
We
you're
cannot sell our product,
Oh, yeah, because yeah,
right?"
the athletes won't drink it if it has caffeine. Yeah, right.
So this is hardly known. In my book is a wonderful picture of the NASA, the picture the NASA Institute took. The NASA Institute had spiders creating their wonderful spider webs, which is like a piece of art, right?
Hmm.
Spider webs are a piece of art.
They are
Okay,
gorgeous.
okay. So you see here a spider web completely perfect, right?
Yeah.
Let me turn this around. Completely perfect, okay?
Uh-huh.
Then they give the spider caffeine. And here, look, I don't know whether you can see it,
Oh yeah, no, I can see it in the screen.
how chaotic that spider web is.
Uneven. Interesting.
And we found, I have one show I do about the vanishing of bees. Bees are vanishing from this planet with catastrophic consequences for mankind.
Yes.
I don't know whether you're aware that in China, they started to pollinate flowers on fruit trees by hand.
No, I didn't know that. I have heard that they were starting to make robot bees. I don't know if you heard that as well.
No, but I,
You,
I, I don't know they do this, but there's nothing crazy in this world they don't do.
yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
we found that bees are addictive to caffeine. There are certain plants which have a natural caffeine.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And we found that these bees um, go back to these plants which have caffeine more often, more easy.
Oh my gosh, that's so fascinating.
Do you know that these bees have what we call a bee dance?
Yeah, I have heard that.
Okay, so what it is, when the bees have found certain flowers, they come home to their place and they dance. We call it dance in front of the other bees, right? And this dance, depending on how they move, explains the other bees where to fly to find these flowers.
Yeah, the caffeinated flowers.
Well, the flowers in general, okay?
Oh, in general. Okay.
Yeah. But now they know exactly which way, south, north, east, and how far, and blah, blah, blah. And they follow that bee dance instruction. So we found then, and there's a study in England which shows that these bees communicate, especially those plants which have some natural caffeine in them, right?
Hmm.
Then I have a total different topics. I try to warn expecting mothers to stop immediately to drink coffee
Yeah.
and stop immediately to drink any energy drinks and drinks with caffeine,
Hmm.
and so on. For me, I mean, come on, let's be logic. Everything a mother drinks or eats, she shares with the unborn baby.
Yeah.
Of course, no other way possible, right?
Hmm.
So we breed a generation of children, of babies who are already half addicted to caffeine.
Ah, interesting. And I remember when I was pregnant with my kids, I did drink green tea, but not every day. Yeah,
Good.
but I still had it occasionally. You know, I had a personal question. So I feel like I probably am toxic, like you were saying. But what happens to me is that I get bloated every time I eat something. What is the mechanism behind that? I'm not digesting properly. I'm not able to assimilate the food into my body.
Okay, it could be you have here a valve called hernia,
Hmm.
but this area, I have to change the camera. This
Oh,
area, in this
yeah.
area, the chest, it's a hernia. And in many cases, this is blocked or opened that it reverses from the food you eat. It doesn't fully let the food down. If you give
Interesting.
a keyword to your doctor, if he knows about it, and some doctors know, with a few exercises of pressing here, this area, it
Uh-huh.
opens this valve again. Okay.
Ah, okay.
Right.
So
Now,
I've never heard of that before.
well, there was, thanks God you said today a few times you never heard about that. Imagine I would only say what you
Thank
already
God.
know.
I've only said it 3 or 4 times. But you
Imagine
might.
I say only what you already know. How boring is that?
Oh
And you
yeah, this is like totally enlightening. It's crazy.
And
So
you have to make
as
a simple decision. What I'm saying makes sense or it's bull, That's your decision.
I mean, to me, it makes sense. To me, it makes sense. I mean, you have research to back it up. You've been on this path for 40 years. So I trusted you enough when you did your presentation to stop drinking caffeine. So
We mentioned some keywords here which we didn't follow through about improving your health, improving your life
yeah.
in detoxing. Now, I started to say every time you do the right action for
Uh-huh.
your body is hungry for detox. It's
Yeah.
waiting for you. So when you change, let's say, from McDonald's food to truly healthy organic food, right? That's a change the body appreciates, and the body will react strongly, addressing detoxification to himself, to the body itself. When you change from bad water to good water, to my definition, 95% of the population in America drinks bad water.
I,
And
yeah, I need to change my filter, I'm sure.
well,
I'm drinking bad water right now, and that could be affecting my digestion as
of
well.
course, it does. There is a
Yeah.
filter system in America very widely spread called reverse osmosis filter. And I call it the curse. I call it the devil. I call it the Satan.
Really? That's what I have.
Yeah, of course. I can spend.
Of course.
Well, if you want to know my truth, invite me for a show, and we only do reverse osmosis water, and I tell you why it is bad.
Is it in your book as well?
No, no, that book is Coffee and Caffeinism.
Oh, okay, okay. Got it.
So every time you do
Interesting.
something
So what
well,
is the water that you recommend then?
oh, that's forgive me. I'm never turned down a woman, but I turn you down now because it is a big field, and
It's
we
too
cannot
too much. I can't get it in one answer.
no, we cannot take a small segment out. That's very frustrating for me because I don't get a result because I don't explain you what you need to know.
I
In
see.
in every show, I'm trying to make a complete statement, a concept where you think in concept and not in fragments.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. So we could talk about that, having you back to talk about water. What
So talking
is
about women, expecting women, we touched expecting women, okay? Um,
we already touched on that, but we're
yeah,
wrapping up now. But
okay.
did you want to say one statement?
Yeah, there's a quick statement in my book, several statements about pregnant women, that the university in Spain proved that women drinking caffeine coffee typically have early birth and the babies have less weight. And the
Interesting.
and the cartilage is not fully developed. So my
That's
book
not good.
it
That's really not good at all.
took me 2 years to research the content of my book after my dive of my uh, self-addictive way. I had to research more and get more information. I decided to write a book about it and put it together what I've found because basically you won't find this on CNN and so
Yeah, that's for sure. All right. Well, as we're wrapping up, what is Zen success to you?
success means that you achieve something you have not achieved before.
Beautiful. Well, it's been such a pleasure connecting with you, Norbert, and learning about your book and research, coffee addiction and caffeinism. I'll put your website and how to buy your book in the show notes. And thanks for joining me on the Zen Success Show, Norbert.
Thanks for having me. And you see, when I get started up, I can hardly stop. Perhaps too talkative then. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All the best to you and the
Thank
listeners
you.
and the visitors.
That's it for today's episode of Zen Success. Head on over to iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you listen to shows. Subscribe to the show and share with friends. Be sure to head on over to ZenSuccessShow.com to help you on your Zen success journey. And join us on the next episode. May you find your own Zen success in life.